Been a lot of talk this week about the history and DNA of Manchester United. Was that this afternoon a proper Man United performance?
Yes, I don't want to get carried away with all that DNA kind of thing. I think we wanted to play well today. We wanted to put things into the game that we felt would help us do that. Certainly want to be good defensively as a whole team. We felt that we had a threat when we had the ball and on transition at times as well. But actually, when we did have the ball, I thought we looked dangerous. And so all round, I literally, it's an easy thing to say, but I couldn't ask for any more. The boys give absolutely everything in so many ways. 3 days to prepare, little bits of information here and there. And they took everything on board tactically, and then emotionally were able to deal with it. And exactly like we hoped for, really. And to feel that like we did towards the end. And the whole place, I said yesterday, it's a magic place, and it certainly was today, and we all felt that.
So tactically, how did you do it? You spoke before the match about kind of targeting certain spaces. I guess having seen it now in behind and switches of play as well, important?
Yeah, obviously, I'm not going to say too much with respect.
It's done now, Michael.
Yeah, but respect it kind of with Pep, and he's such an unbelievable, incredible coach, and there's such a good team that it's not for me to pick them apart kind of publicly, but yeah, I think we wanted to play to our strengths, and we needed to be compact. We needed distances to be as short as possible between the units and between positions, and we needed to move as a team. And I thought largely we did that. A few times it got a little bit opened up, but we still looked dangerous on our front line. I thought the front four, the two wide lads, Ahmad and Pat, I thought were fantastic both ways. And then Bryan and Bruno and Mateo's coming on, making a difference, and Mason coming on again and nearly getting the goal. I just thought in general everything kind of was as what we kind of would hope for, and hence getting the good result.
I guess even with the career you've had, football doesn't give you many perfect days. Was that almost as perfect as you get, as close to it?
Yeah, I think it's as much as we could have, as close as we could have hoped for. To be honest, coming into the game, the change is not easy. Change is not easy for anyone, but to then have to perform on the back of it is. But I've had a real sense for the last few days, and especially before the game, how much the players were desperate want to have that feeling and want to give success and a feeling to the supporters. I genuinely felt that before the game. I could, if anything, I was more concerned that feeling was
spill over
the top, because they're so keen to do well. But I thought they managed the emotional side of the game unbelievably well, and so that made me proud. To see a team and what's my team today and moving forward is to have that feeling, and was great to see, and then obviously to be able to put it all together was even better.
There was maybe just that one moment where it nearly spilled over, wasn't there? The Dalot challenge, which, I don't know, different day, different ref, different VAR, might have gone against you.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you the token answer, but I literally haven't seen it, to be honest. But
well done.
Yeah, no, I haven't. To be honest, at the time I thought he had kicked the ball out, Diogo, but Sam told me, and the fourth official said that he hadn't, so I've not seen it. It was talking about the offside decisions. I've not seen them either, but apparently they were close, and we could have had more in the game. So that's it. Them type of games you're expected to ebb and flow, and there's going to be decisions, and that's it. Today, if they went for us, they went for us, and we'll take it.
You used the word magical earlier in the interview. I know what you did here and how much you won, but was that right up there? Especially knowing it's your team that's done that.
Yeah, that was that for so many reasons. I think that today was special. Putting things together quite quickly, coming in and trying to put a print on the team, but gathering them together and emotionally getting them all attached to what we want to do, and I felt that unbelievably from the staff, from the players. So that it made it a very special kind of day as it's gone through, and I'm not getting carried away. It's one game, so it's really important we don't get carried away. And, it needs to be a regular feeling of that level of performance, and that's something we obviously got to get to, and consistency. So I'm not getting carried away. It's a great day. It's a fantastic result, and there's the element of certainly soaking up and enjoying it, but it's definitely not enough. It's never enough.
And just a word on your coaching staff, because inevitably the credit goes to the man who stands in front of the camera, the man who stands on the touchline, but that group you've assembled around you, how much credit do they deserve for today?
Huge amount. I mean, I'm standing here. I didn't do all the work this week. You know, I'd done a lot of the meetings and main meetings and team meetings, and maybe, you know, on the pitch and in front of the players a little bit more. But the intricacies of how much detail to give to certain players and individuals and bits of units, you know, that's a skill, and that's why they're here as well, because they're fantastic coaches. So
I feel like you've got a good blend in there.
Yeah, unbelievable, and Steve's got a really calm head and so experienced, and Jonathan and Johnny and Trav, you know, I think we've got a real mix of what we can offer the players, because that's what it comes down to. What can we offer the players to make them better? And you know, these 3 days, you look at the result and you think, yeah, it's worked. We got to keep building on that.
Thank you. Well done.
Cheers.
Thanks, Roy. Take Manchester United back into the Champions League.
Well, it would certainly give them that belief. I think we've been chatting most weeks about the system United have been doing for the last year and a half. And you felt maybe because they've not been getting loads of positive results, did the players have that belief in the system we're playing? But certainly the way they were lined up today, and credit to people like Manu who've come in, Maguire who's not played for a while, Martinez who's still come back from a long-term injury. These lads came in and put a good shift in. And they proved it today, they can be a good team. But as we know, and I will continue to say it, they've got to keep doing it. You know, they had big results earlier in the season, and they went and won at Liverpool. But what this manager has to do, and what the previous manager didn't get, he didn't really get any momentum. He never got that winning 4, 5, 6 games, that confidence, Old Trafford buzzing. So they have a chance now on the back of this result, another free week, and go to Arsenal next week and play with that energy and that quality.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier, does it, when you consider that Arsenal away is their next.
No, but after that, like today was a great day for Carrick. You come in, you're playing Manchester, the Manchester derby, you're playing against a brilliant manager like Pep. And City are just off it a little bit, still a brilliant team. You got players back available. This was a great game for the team today.
And I may as well be the first to ask this question, because I suspect that it's going to get asked a lot over the next course of 17 games. But if that is the level, and if they continue to produce performances like that, why not Michael Carrick long term?
I said it before the game, and I say it now. I think why not give him an opportunity? Like I said before, you've got managers who we consider to be top level managers, the greatest managers. We talk about Guardiola, Zidane, Arteta at the moment. Those guys manage teams, you know, the B team of Barcelona, the B team of Real Madrid, and an assistant to Pep Guardiola, and they went and had amazing success at top football clubs. So for me, I think the timing, you know, could you argue, cool, yeah, there's bigger names that are going to be available. If he builds something here in these next 17 games, what would be the point of bringing someone else in to build off what he's built? Like, give him an opportunity. He might grow into becoming a top-level coach, and we go, fantastic. Like, I like the fact he's an English manager, he's getting an opportunity, and today was a performance that you look at and you go, listen, if this man can build something, he deserves it for me. I don't see the point in looking elsewhere, and you can always say, yeah, that looks good. Oh, yeah, that looks nice over there. You know what? Stick with what you got, baby.
Would you give him it, Roy?
Well, I'll give him what he wants. Yeah. Signed a contract.
Maybe it's to do with the blend of the coaching staff.
No, listen, again, we'll give credit where it's due. Absolutely fantastic. But let's judge it over the next few months. Again, the key for him, I think, now is try and get momentum into this team, this belief. Again, no other distractions. Focus on the league matches. There's quality players there, as we know that. They've not had that. They've not been consistent enough. And today they've got a clean sheet. They maybe have 2 centre-halves now, experienced players who can get a partnership together and stay injury-free. And all these little things fall into place. You've got a striker, players coming off the bench having an effect. But this, maybe some of the PR with Carrick has been a good over recently. You just mentioned because he's an English coach. The English media will be pushing for that. Even Man United, he's done well today. But let's see over the next few months how he does.
It could give them a real headache, couldn't it, Mike? If they were to do well, and then would you, if you were in Jason Wilcox and Omar Barada's shoes, to then say, thanks, Michael, but we're going to go in a different direction this summer?
It's difficult. I said that, I was asked when I was doing the League Cup on Tuesday, and they said, I think it's a bit of a conundrum that they find himself in, because if he puts in performances like that, then you have to really give him the job. But I was speaking to Gary before the game, and he just wants someone who's elite. But someone elite coming here doesn't automatically think success. So
like a Jose Mourinho or
it's
Van Gaal.
It is a difficult one. But I think what I like is not just about him, it was the players buying into what they was doing on the pitch today. If you look at the way Man United defended today, there was all together. But not only that, when they defended, they could get out. When they played the other system, it sort of like they was locked in and then they had no way to get out. And on that transition, I thought it was fantastic. That we talked about before about the Johnny Evans in there and people like giving them confidence. You mentioned Steve Holland, and he's a person who does that. And that's what I think Man United have missed over the last 18 months.
But they've won one game.
No, but the
previous manager won one game.
It's a manner in which you win a game.
But
if United would have fluked this game 1-0, I would tend to agree with it. But they had 5 and 6 clear opportunities. They defended well and they looked organised as a group. Mixed in with confidence as well that Carrick had given. I'm not naive and say give him a job now.
He's only been there for 3 days. All of a sudden, no.
But they needed the lift. This was about a lift.
It was more than that, though, wasn't it?
The formation change for me is key. The previous manager, Ruben Amorim, played a formation that didn't suit the players.
Fletch
changed it.
He did, but
there was players missing. He had 2 or 3 players missing.
It's that feel-good factor.
You don't know about if you look at a lot of managers' careers and timing, and Carrick's come here to United, I think it's the dream scenario for him to come in. Everyone's available. You've got Manchester City at home, who haven't been. They've been offered a little bit. You're at home. You've got players available. You could have a man sent off, time and a little bit of luck. They've made the most of it. I'll take nothing away from them. I'm happy to give credit where it's due. And fantastic today. But everyone just calm down.
I'm calm.
That's me saying
I'm calm.
No,
but what I'm saying,
even more down.
No. I'm staying up.
You're saying give him the job.
What are you saying, Daniel?
No, because, you know what? I think today buys him a bad result or two. I think a performance like now, if they lose next week, it's like, you know what, well, last week...
But his target, what's his target? To finish 4th?
Yeah, Champions League.
4th, or getting into
maybe
Europe.
5th as well.
5th, of course, but getting to Europe. But 4th is realistic, and you're going, well, that's what Man United should be thinking. We shouldn't be sitting there going, scratching our heads going, well, could United finish 4th?
Yeah, but
even the last week or two. Even the last week or two, when we've been doing games and we've been disappointed at United, we've been saying, but 4th is a realistic target.
But it hasn't been the case, has it? For once in the last 4 seasons, I think they finished in the top 5.
I know, but the last few months we have been saying, but because of the way the league is at the moment, there is a chance for United to finish 4th. It's not miracles we're talking about here. And if he gets to 4th and he doesn't get the job, it'll still lead Carrick to get another job somewhere, because people look and go, listen to the way he's handled himself, he's been great, he's been cool, and United plays in a positive way. Okay, but most people who would have took this job today would have played that way.
Well, let me ask you a question. With the players that Man United have in their squad, where do you think they should be finishing? Because if you're saying that they're not ready to win the league yet, so Champions League is realistic. So if they finish in the top 4, right now that has to be
Well, I felt the last
positive.
few months they were going to miss out. But when you see them performing like that and everyone's available, you're thinking, and because of the way the league is this year, the way it's probably, a lot of teams have been inconsistent, barring obviously maybe Villa and, of course, Arsenal, where City have. You're thinking, yeah, there is a realistic chance, but there's 5 or 6 teams would be thinking that. But if the team can play with that quality and energy, week in, week out, and that is the key, then of course they've got a chance of it. Absolutely.
And what a test next week at Arsenal. Maybe after that game we'll be saying they need an interim to replace the interim who replaced the other interim.
Well, afternoon. What is it like after, let's face it, some tough times to see this place like this?
Unbelievable. Being here with our people, with the fans, with the team, we really know how we suffer on this during the season. But the only way is putting the face here and showing who we are. And I think today it was the best moment to do it. And I think the team, not just the players who were on the pitch, but also on the bench, the staff, everyone was part of that.
Is the togetherness you feel with the fans, the energy that's here right now, just maybe the best you've known it?
Absolutely. I think one important thing that Michael Carrick said, he said, use the energy of the people. And today I think we did it, and when we are together like this, it's impossible to lose at home.
Bryan, is it your most special day so far in the red shirt?
Yeah, I think it's one of them. Obviously, scoring in front of this stand is unbelievable. In a derby is even more, and like Licha said, the atmosphere, we used the energy of the fans today, and this place was unbelievable today.
What's it been like for you in the last sort of week or two? You obviously have the pride of going away and representing your country, and while you're there and you come back, everything's changed.
Yeah, obviously, when I came back, a lot of things changed, but I think we have a very good group. We've always been together, stick together. we have fantastic unit. So I think it's unbelievable.
Sandra, obviously Bryan got his goal. The other thing that happened today is you kept Man City as a whole, but Erling Haaland quiet. Really proud of that. Not just the defence, but the defensive effort as a whole from the whole team.
Absolutely, absolutely. When you play against these kind of players, the team defend, not just one or two players. And I think today we defend so good. We were compact all the time, and then you have the confidence to go to the duels. And I think you feel today different energy when you see in the eyes of the player. And I think today the team won. That's the most important for me, and I'm happy with that.
It feels like we've been talking about your height ever since you came to England, but a defender like you, not the biggest centre-half, how do you deal with a giant like Haaland, and obviously not just a giant, a top player as well?
Being focused the whole game. I think if you give 1 or 2 seconds to Haaland, he will score. And I think you have to be really focused in the game and don't have to be comfortable in the back like nothing happened, because then the switch and the change, the click and the score, they are like this. That's why Haaland every season scored 30, 40 goals. So I think we have to be always focused.
Brian, last word on the new manager. How well has he done to bring you together in terms of like the emotional effort, the intensity, but also the tactical switches he made today? How much of this is down to him, to Michael Carrick?
I think it's a bit of everything. Obviously, it's not easy because we had only 3 days, and I think as I said, because we are all together, we all want to go in the same way, in the same aim as well. So I think we tried to be as focused as possible today. As Licha said, we've been a lot together. Everyone was defending, everyone was attacking. So at the end, it's been a team effort today. Very good result.
Well played, both of you.
To get a response and a performance like that in that short space of time.
What they've done has been absolutely fantastic. And I think more than anything, they've been talking to them. They made them understand what Manchester United is supposed to be. And then he's given them the freedom to go and do that. So there was no, as soon as they won the ball, it didn't matter where the ball was won, there was no restraint. Go forward. And we saw that in the first goal. You had, it's a free kick that Harry defends, heads it out, and all of a sudden they're 4 against 2. That's not something I've seen for a very, very long time in Manchester United. But that is what Manchester United historically always has been able to do. As soon as the ball is won, you go forward and you don't think about what's going to happen behind you. That, I think, is something they've been talking to them about a lot, that when you get that opportunity. And it was fantastic. I mean, I can't praise Michael Carrick and his staff enough for what they've done in such a short space of time, because it was not easy. And again, I go back to the 2 games where Fletcher was in charge. There was no difference. You couldn't see a difference with the same players. Today, it was 2 different worlds. It's just, if they can keep this up, I'm just looking at the fixtures left, The Champions League is
one game and you dream it. One thing Michael did say was, I've told the players to enjoy it. We're playing for Manchester United, you're playing at Old Trafford here. And you saw a smile on not just the players, but the supporters' face again today, Michael.
Yeah, but you can't... enjoyment is a byproduct. You don't go onto the pitch thinking, I'm going to love this today. Winning, you only enjoy it if you're winning, if you're scoring goals, if you're breaking fast. I mean, the pace in that Manchester United team now, they've got... Peter said about direct, they were looking forward, but you can do that when you've got pace up front. And everywhere you look, there was players wanting to run forward. And then you get 1 or 2 players on the ball. You get Bruno on the ball, you get Kobe Mainoo on the ball. Casemiro was brilliant today. And all of a sudden it looks like a team when you've got those players willing to run forward. So, yes, enjoyment, and everybody loves playing football. I mean, it's the greatest game in the world. But I tell you what, it's the worst game in the world when you're playing rubbish as well. And you can't enjoy it then. And these Manchester United players have probably hated football, hated the game for a long, long time. So, yes, enjoyment is really important, but I don't think that you can go onto a pitch and say, we're just going to enjoy it today. Enjoyment comes with playing well and winning, and they will more than enjoy it tonight.
And City didn't enjoy it. And some of those points Michael's making about the way United set up with that pace, and did it catch them out a little bit?
Potentially. Well, I'm going to say obviously because it worked and they lost 2-0. But in regards to to the way City are susceptible to chances and goals being scored against them, that it was perfect for them. They like to press high. They like to keep every player up high to sustain attacks. But then when you find yourself defending, it's either an offside or one-on-one. And you can't get that right every time. Can we any of us think a moment in the game where someone was jockeying a United forward and there was delay in the attack? It was either he's offside or he's in on goal, and you can't defend like that. You're not able to give yourself a breather, to be honest. It's hard to kind of get in momentum in the game, because even if it's offside, it still lifts the crowd and it still gives momentum to the attacking team. So they probably need to learn to defend a little bit deeper and suffer and be comfortable in making it harder to beat, rather than when someone wins the ball, within 3 passes, they can be in front of your goal. And again, the first goal, that can't happen. They can't have an attack. And if I just think about where Cherky took the free kick from and the distance, Mbeumo's 10 yards ahead of him. By the time he scored the goal, I think Cherky's 40 yards behind him. Like, that can't be, especially in a derby, that can't be the outcome to any goal.
Let's have a look at it then, what Joleon's talking about. Because, as you say, Harry Maguire being classed just prior to this, hadn't he?
Yeah, he's down injured. As you see when he lands here, oh my God. But he's the one winning the ball. And that's Harry was amazing today. He was a reason for the clean sheet. But this is fantastic by Bruno. He runs and runs and runs. And you ask the questions of the two defenders. What are they going to do? Are they going to stop and attack him? Or are they going to go with Mbeumo or with Ahmad on the right? This is a perfect counter.
You like Mbeumo's run here, Michael?
I do, because if he stays on the same line, him and Ahmad are chasing the same ball, all of a sudden he makes that dart towards the left, which then gives 2 options. Kusanov, I don't know. In fact, the 2 centre halves for Manchester City are way too narrow. I'm sure Jolien will go on to that. But the pace of the pass from Bruno, the way he just let it come. See, there's the dart. That then is the catalyst. That's then the game changer of that attack. And all of a sudden, he doesn't even have to take a touch. The ball is played perfectly. How else would Bruno present a ball? He doesn't know how to give a bad pass. And then it's just a one-touch strike right across the defender. But that change of direction of the run on the halfway line, change that from a promising attack to a goal-scoring attack.
And from a defender's point of view?
Yeah, definitely. He creates a space, but then Kusanov allows that space to get bigger. I think he needs to match Mbeumo's run and force the pass out to the other side, because as soon as he creates that space, like Mo said, Fernandes isn't going to misplace that. And as soon as he gets there, the gap's bigger. Now no one can recover. So if he matches the run of Mbeumo, joins the line, as soon as he goes wide, you go wide. So now you're forcing Bruno into having a shot or passing it out to the stronger position for you defensively, and he doesn't do that.
It's interesting how different we see that, because I actually think Kusanov's doing well. As a goalkeeper there, I don't want Bruno to take the ball and come directly at me, because that gives me no chance. I want him to pass it to Mbeumo. I want to have that angle where I can close it down a little bit. That will give me the best chance. The thing about it is, if he's doing what you say he's doing, then it opens up that gap. That Bruno can just run straight to the goal, and if he gets if the other defender comes across, he just rolls it out to Ahmad, then he's free. And that's why I think this attack was absolutely inch perfect. I don't think they could have done much.
But with that, what you're saying, them 2 seconds, the second and third scenario of him letting Bruno take a shot or going out wide, it's delaying the attack.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't allow for that attack to be delayed, so no one can get back.
It's so strange how different positions. Yeah. Like I agree with Joe that there's 3 scenarios. One is to pass it to the left, one's to pass it to the right, and one is to shoot from the middle. Yeah. Now, if I'm attacking, I'm thinking the Mbeumo one, I know the outcome was the goal, so it's easy to say now, but I'm thinking that is the most dangerous one, prevent that. If anything, I'm jockeying, I'm staying wider and think, go on then, this is a bad situation, it's 3v2, but the worst, let's just let Bruno have a shot from 22 yards, 20... let him take another touch here. Let's split a bit. Let him take another touch and have a shot. That is the lesser of the evils in my eyes. Then going to Ahmad is the next one. But that one there, that is the last one you allowed to happen.
Funny, because that's the one I want.
That's the one you want, because that's your strength. That's your strength as an individual goalkeeper.
As soon as he does that, I would come out a little bit closer, the angle down. I don't want Bruno. When a striker comes running straight at you, there's no angle anywhere. It's
but he's 25 yards out.
Yeah, but how he hits the ball is impossible to read, right? So you don't know if the ball's going to go to your left or your right. And as you run with the ball that bobs a little bit, you know how the ball then will react. It gives you less of a chance to save it, unless it's straight at you. But anything here makes it very, very difficult. Now, For me, this is how I'm thinking. I want Ahmad or Mbeumo to have the ball because that gives me a chance to save it. So I want them to close it. These were the deals we all had.
But it gives you more chance to save it. It gives you the team a lesser chance. If I'm in Mbeumo's position, then I'm scoring 5 in 10. If I'm hitting it from the centre where Bruno is, I'm scoring 2 in 10.
But bearing in mind,
and that's me. But you might,
but as a defender, you've also got assists, and we're talking about it. But this is the amount of time he should have to think about it. Mbeumo's on his strong foot. Force it out to Darlow, who's on a weaker foot. So then, it gives the keeper more chance to make a save where I just don't think he gives himself all the team.
But OK, he passes the ball. If Kuzanov's going out and closes that option down, he can still bring that ball forward. Then he passes it out to Ahmad. And don't forget, this is 4 against 2. This is a perfect counter-attack. Because what we haven't spoken about yet is Dorgu behind. So when Ahmad gets a ball on the right, on his right foot, which is his strong foot, then it's a cross. Then you've got Mbeumo, you've got Dorgu, and you've got Bruno himself against 2 defenders. That's a situation I wouldn't like.
I know, but that's another pass and another pass. It's time and more things that can go wrong.
This
bang, bang, goal, it's finished.
Discussion and debate, because we must move on to show 2-0. Now, you've been bemoaning, like all the United fans recently, the lack of options off the bench. What about Cunha off the bench today?
I was disappointed he didn't start the game, but when he came on, he made such an impact. This should never, ever lead to anything, but the quality of what he's doing here is just perfect. Then, of course, Rico Lewis goes to sleep. He's just been booked. I don't know if you're thinking about that. And Dorgu just nips in front of him and scores. But Mbeumo coming on and doing that, it's just... And we have, again, let me just repeat what I've said a few times today. That is, again, something that we haven't seen too much of in the last couple of years. Somebody crossing the ball,
And what about Rico Lewis's role in that, Jolie?
Yeah, again, he's just caught with his body position all wrong. Initially, he can see Dorgu, but then when he runs into the box, he's facing his own goal, and by the time he sees him, he's already too late, he's already past him. But initially, Ake can drop a little bit deeper. As soon as the ball goes past you as a centre-half, drop into the line and shut the front corridor off.
OK, so that 9-game unbeaten run for Manchester City is over.
Well, Pep, obviously, the result was a disappointment. What did you make of your team's performance?
Better team won. United was in 10 years is the time when we claim here that they were better. So nothing more to say. When a team is better, you have to accept it. You have the energy that we didn't have, and congratulate them.
So how were they able to, maybe not in terms of possession, but chances, how were they able to have the better of the match?
No, they had the chances at the end and the crosses, and of course the goals they conceded was poorly. You know that always United have been a transitional team, and we didn't control. But in general, we can talk about this action or the other action, or in the beginning of the game or whatever. So I think we had the duty to analyse the game in general, and they were better.
They obviously wanted an intense physical game. They want to bring their crowd into it. Were you just not able at any point, maybe because you didn't keep the ball well enough, you just weren't able to take that heat out of the match?
But they started really strong. We lost 1 or 2 balls. The crowd is normal. So we played a derby. So in many years, they were behind and they play at home, a long week, new manager. So these kind of things are involved in a game. It's normal that will happen. But, especially when we arrive many times in the final third to try to score, we never make a threat. We never make a crosses. We never make a movement to try to win that. So that is because also it's part of the energy. And it's not the energy also we talk is about, win or do it. So it's what do we do with the ball as well, not just without. And today they have a point higher than us.
Yeah, Pep Guardiola saying we never made a threat. They had 1 effort on target. That's their fewest in almost 2 years in a Premier League game. And he made a couple of massive calls today. Phil Foden off at half-time and needing goals at 2-0. Erling Haaland, who didn't understandably look too impressed as well. I mean, they're 2 massive calls from Pep Guardiola, aren't they?
Yeah, massive. Phil Foden's half understandable. It was a relatively quiet half for him and City in general. And Cherky bringing on someone that's recently been great creative chances, and I think he's top assist for Man City. So I understand that. The Haaland one, again, and the Tanzanian commentary spoke about his lack of touches, and that is consistently throughout his career here. We've seen that he doesn't get involved that often, but if there's opportunities to be made and goals to be scored, he tends to be on the end of them. So that was probably a strange one, but listen, Pep called it right. They fully deserved to lose the game today due to the intensity, not being able to stay in attacks or possession, which is slightly unusual.
And of course, now later on, Arsenal at Forest have the opportunity to win and go 9 points clear. Manchester United, though, have gone into 4th on goal difference.